sibre wo honom na opanyina oya nkitawuji bofo wo kasebo yadzer bro na oya Dwenti College the pace is setters wolichema admission lokodo a woliji oya mofomba wode wona afantiti ma za opera otro wase za opera otro no deck no we tum wa tro ni yepa na wolichema de science, visual art, a great science, business, general art, home accounts, ni nara ya aza wara chentino, SHS 1, 2, and 3, wara che na wat one afantiti hostel facility, ya aza owa, bebiare fiere bebiano, ebenye bebiada na afa intitimu, oya kumawu nkwanta, wo asante mantem ha, ena inde wo butua, eba from one na, enwaneke di juma 0243-721-659, na wombo, Abe Heba Clinic was in Yerba Biara or Hondo, Yasaka says, Nankasa, a pedestrian who in a day, Bisu Omojima, prostate in Yerba, high blood pressure, low sperm count, in the Yerba Horona, Fakaden, Abe Heba Center, a Judah, because if the way you man upon on son, Cosin Bruno Num, Tanaso Apatapa, or Benapatapa, New Site Junction, no, from 0243 345 392. Na wombo General B say I pay breakfast English another normal why you read the corner kaju breakfast afi ewie na erukọ wi abrokono dono plain rice and stew fried rice and a jollof rice and afi spaghetti and a noodles ni nara wodi hu dwuma delivery service wo ho timo hia nda be frɛ na akyerɛ mepe na wo deliver mo kama edum wonya access bank ni zenyim hwɛ from 10244239886 na General B umbo faith homeopathy clinic ye oye ayresabia stroke infertility fibroid diabetes high blood pressure sexual weakness stomach ulcer asthma arthritis na yerba horo nara anopai bomodina twanamon of Jordan kasimemenda anopono nsonko senyimru no num pem na faith wodi hwani dwuma ahenmal kokobin 18 no ho 0246 728 675 na faith nsombo the medwuma kui na bebre na waka ho ena waso ye na asen ama yadze anopa no nsia kasebo yadze ebram ho anopa ameso a medze anopa no nsia kasebo medzerbo so medzinize uncle ebo baini afa yemfa nsem no munchiremu yemfa embramo ene dada na oman Ghana yezi mfi eduasia awotwe ebra yeji hiano fa hoji yeji fi oye akosikoko nsem no na ene da yere hyafan omampanyin wa bankasim oje anoji sem bebre na tugwa ma oman Ghana wiasa man nyina yetibi de ampa oman Ghana yana afiji da so ayere zi no omampanyin di tugwa de se eyoman na agitumi de ezi wo ho a oyeye woranka se botuma abo obra ebotuma ye wazima ne sesunti akaje fa hoje na se iwie na esor na atam okura na ajizinam aman ahoro do de elekwa akapemwa omampanyin kire de na kire de fa hoje na eje no sabe nyanse biara nyim injinadu biara nyim ne sesunti ebra nye dude oman Ghana yetum ye nyama a obobo ma yehu da mpa yedze ne ho no se impempreni oman Ghana se yedzi yan fasha afasha na yedzi no aya oka hen mmoa yepe wo nyama ye krafia me no ne yedze bo oman Ghana afi mmoa yepe sika afam nyama afam a aya yehwehwe de amana horo bi no wobom wabobo hen no owie no lechem de impo no oduba bi a aya na yehia mmoa gifi oye IMF wo yie pa entini yedzi hen afida na ye kaka da menyama nyinara oye nyimguase kwando nti bredu do man Ghana yadzi nyama gu akonim dam roba ya yebotum yadzie ho ne yadzie ho ampara.
Independence anniversaries must therefore be a moment not on what we have done for ourselves, but on how well we have stewarded national assets for those we will hand them over to in the future. Our story cannot be one of missed opportunities. It must be one of continued effort to achieve far more than we can boast of now. Posterity will not accept our failures or take them kindly. As President, I am committed to providing the bold leadership and the clarity of vision that is needed to navigate the turbulent economic waters we are sailing in currently, while safeguarding our future. Discussions about our independence often highlight our reliance on imports, on donor aid, and IMF bailouts as signs of continued dependence. This reminder is repeated so often that while undeniably real, it risks becoming a cliche. Yet the entire efficacy of this reminder lies not in just repeating it, but in our willingness to take decisive action.
Omanpanyin mahama ne dada odi jama samno odi tugwa na yemfa kasebo no kopem wo adanso not mensi no mu na owura Thomas Okra Kwame na oye mensi no coordinating director na orkasa de ebranya tu de oye adanse not mensi no wo impanyimfo a woka bi owom nhona a woboa mmowode impuntu kodo wo mensi no mu no woka hwani tibom na ohawa horo a mensi lu komo no wope na no pomasibir no panyin di da mensami nyina tugwa wo eneda ebra enedei na oman Ghana yere sefa no no panyin chem de ehwa danse not mensi na wezi infi edunu a enne president de wo kuda wo oye akwanapa muhaw wasan so wo oye nsupa a wonya num no muhaw nwumasua adan ahoro wo no muhaw aye apomedzin papa a awodenka oye mensi ni nyina wonya afi kwa mpo no abafu nkitawudi ne muhaw na chade mensi no wo haw ye papa na opanyin Okra Kwame onanga oye coordinating director ona so no oruhwechi de aban krachi panyin kapembra wo bayibi ogina onyimnyamfo anabo amako esiama na name de oye mrase begomnyi no sanso ya second deputy speaker of parliament na odi de mensam nyina tugwa wo oye mensi no.
As we review our present, let us acknowledge the challenges that still face us as a district and the need to address such critical issues. Today, youth unemployment, drugs and substance abuse, indiscipline in our schools, poor parental care and control, insecurity, poverty, inequality, and limited access to basic needs such as quality and accessible water and quality health care services are some of the most challenging issues we have in our district. Nana Odaroma mentioned that in our district we have a challenge such as environmental degradation, poor sanitation practices, and inadequate quality, free, accessible, and universal basic education for our children.
Na opanyina no si no na oye nana bafo mreku otodo anan jase hene zema adanse nananom atena nkondwa na ogina mudekase ma oye adanse hen opagya kwotwere bonsra afriye na olichemte owode Ghana fu nyina oye hina ho de yebotum na yatena asomdwe mu ewo bra asomdwe wo oman Ghana ne nyina yehu de oman nkyekere no nyina ye wo yafam da owodo ye hienso ye koma no hu bi no panyini wie no no sanso orobo achechefo ho na bad de oman Ghana fa ho di mu ne kire no achechefo nso no wetum wa ye ho na fam da aboa oman impuntu ye pa
dedi kan afibia no eye Ghana ye fa ho di da no ye di na ene de migiri se eye stronko de nti a eye stronko America ne se botaya eda so se ye se ye mu nkompon ko hwe ti na de ankoyie no ye nhwe ne entutu ne ye ti ye giri se botaya we beboa ama enema atoto yie de to so biem e manage pa se memiti ye Ghana ni e manage pa because obi kasa ne se de no kan so hwe amama bi so a omanya fa ho de ne nso fa ho de ni ho sa tokwa ne niema bebre ekoso amama so a ye hwe Ghana ha de a ye de yatika bi ma menka bi amamu ase se to aba saban we ne benya aban we ko na ban foforo aba aban we ko na ban foforo aba omani mpuntuo na yehia
enti indei nana bafo mreku no so no nsama odutugo wa bra oye adanse not mensi no ne dada oman Ghana hena finsia wo so wo hye wona afomedi ewo mensi ne mu na yazemoloko oye abankasim owura Felix Ofosu Kwache ena oye inkitawudi bofote ne wo abankasim na otakoto mrashe begomfu wona enyim de ɔmanpanyin mahama enne ihona wapa wɔn dɛ wɔn ma yɛ adwuma ɛwɔ ne atenekase mehyɛ presidential staff no wɔn dodo kura ndu eduesa wɔn duru ɔyɛ 60 na ɔno na ɔpanyin no kyerɛ mu dɛ dɛmbrɛ ɔmanpanyin wahyɛ bɔ dɛ ɔbafa asoafo a wɔn dodo ondu ɔyɛ eduasa no ɔlekyerɛ mu dɛ ɔmanpanyin kutamaa dɛ dɛm bɔhyɛ no na ɔdze kɔ na owura ɔyɛ falisofotu kwakye ɔlekyerɛ mu dɛ aban se olutu dɛm anamɔ dɛmbrɛ ɔbɛyɛ a obotum na wabɔ ɔman ne sikasɛm ho bɔ no ɔsan dɛ ɔpɔ nyimpa ahorow bebree na ɛnyɛ dza ɔbɔbɔ ɔman ne sikasɛm no ntotoe na ɔsane to ɛkɔ do dɛ ɔmanpanyin ne bɔhyɛ a ɔhyɛɛ no ɔlegyinam na ɔmanpanyin ne nkɔbɔ ne bra dɛ ɔmanpanyin ne dadaa his excellency nana ado danko akufo-addo dɛ mmerɛ ɔyɛyɛ a ɛnnɛ ɔpɔ nkɔfo bebree ne nyinara ɔdze ɔhɔ brɛ ɔman ne sikasɛm ntotoe.
President Mahama stated boldly that in the event that he was elected, he will work with 60 ministers. This compelled our colleagues on the other side to immediately promise to work with 50 ministers. Mr. Speaker, these are the same people who defended to the hilt the appointment of 125 ministers. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to note that the worst economic outcomes that this country has seen emanated from their performance between 2017 and 2020. After that point, all they did was to try to patch up for the wrongs of 2020. That terrible economic performance was brought about by the biggest government in our history of 125 ministers. That means that you don't need a legion of ministers to be able to manage the country properly.
Na yewura Felix Fosu Kwachi na no si no ena osoafo a enkan ono no ohwe nsase ena ifom eguzu to yewura Samuel Abuginapo so kasa da mmom ampa ma Felix Fosu Kwachi kan oye no kwa omampanyin Mahama asoafo a wafo no wondu oye eduasia mekire 60 na mmom no omampanyin wa hyeda wa strike ena wa sesaw oya presidential staffers bebre na oza kwakugu na so yi ntino ampanampa opodo obosika ho ban na nsomoli yeje nyazo botum waye.
The president, when he addressed this house, made the claim that he had formed the leanest and most effective government in the history of our country. So I want to submit that you can have 10 ministers, another government can have 20 ministers, and the government that has 20 ministers may have a smaller government machinery, a smaller government size than you who have 10 minutes. And I want to demonstrate that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's on record. The record is that the pegging or ranking of officials of the presidency are as follows, Mr. Speaker, since the inception of the fourth Republican dispensation. The Chief of Staff is pegged at the rank below the Speaker of Parliament, but above a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of Parliament.
Nti owura Samuel Abuginapo nso nsema odo tugwa ofan omampanyin Mahama mpanyimfo a wapo hono robo na abanimu de wodoso da wondoso na enka no mrahye begomnyi dzima oye timemfo a wowo Agona West abatu nimpasua no do ni nyina wo mfimfini mantem oye Cynthia Morrison ina olichem de ono odahwa MPP osunu kokoroko amanyoku nemu mma na olichem de mami 2024 abaya yetu okoda kwantem kura inde nkan no MPP amanyoku ni dina oginam dikọ abato no afi otwam ya abaya otoye mami wenginam dem na ono no mu na inde mami lichem de nkrofo de nsare chenchen no de inde oyaze MPP amanyoku no onka wo ho biem no olichem de ono odahwa ye member of parliament na mmom no olotwa ne de MPP amanyoku no wode pen besikrata ado atwera na wada kama na yeyi wefim ansana ya chase na chefu bakaya oyaza mami Cynthia Male Morrison oyaza oka nyimpa oya oha ahe bien eduason akono 279 members walichem de MPP amanyoku wo ye nsentrofu je wodi tu gode oyaza we wona fi oya amanyoku sane de wo ya atibi imotia party nambra no na mami lichem de kire wo tworo kratai wode bra na ansana waja tum don kan pipi wo biem
asembi de hunde mankasa mamanyakun we yi mesin che mi podi me hunde we yi mesin che mami nyimde me de homi wo osande me nyimde honorable Haruna state education minister o chewe commerce speaker de wati na we hu so wo social media there nkrofo bi wo political party or NPP ebien was work independent na cross wo NDC nti se wonya ko independent za no chede we fi party na mi leader afenyo mark engine ho kade onye no kwar na afenyo wankasa de nankasa oya afenyo okasa de oye leader of the majority then na okasa de okasa maba no so oye MPP aban na odu court nti minjinzi na mi party MPP fu wo shada akwa de okada ada Supreme Court na Ghana fu nyina de wo yi mi fi party nim ama wonya one number so woye dem dan why great the service to the nation we send the car boy the court ma Supreme Court nyina pa na obetanten ho Chief Justice na kasa ka ho na obedza asam na wakada ma speaker kada we yi he de fi party nim no wonye speaker ya adwene dem why party fu ma wo recall parliament me party from mamukwai me won gina ho ye to ya the new patriotic party nyom media nyina capture na ye to abewia wo so we yi mefi me ntimo kira wo bra me letter bia bra me letter nti party ni zime dem wa me wom
Cynthia Mamle Morrison kira wo bra me letter minya letter memfim na indei ewuram wo oye obum domia bra wo oye nga South Mensimu NDC amanyuku nemu mabi waka won ho abom de wo concern NDC Council of Elders and former constituency executives zema obum domiabra wo Gan West Mensimu ena waka ho abom de wo ku na wode oye hon adesraze luto hona woka bia owom wa manyuku nemu de se ebroso na omampanyin mahama orepon krofom wa baya ban krach mpanyimfa omfana yinkyire obum domiabra abato nimpasua no do na wolechirem de Mensin mu a obum nkote nye biaye omampanyini orbobo edzina wonya ho so hone echafa enti no se oka aban krach panyini nyida wasra pa de mpembebre nara wotwa obum domiabra fuja nti omanpanyin onyi oye aban krach panyini mfamfi we na wolechirem de owura Samuel awuku ono ena obotum wa boa ima inde aban krach panyini wode shanensa obobo ma dwumaja woriti no wetum wa akodu iye pa na Samuel awuku ne ye chairman odzimakui na wolechirem de omanpanyin fa Daniel ni Saki ono no obotum wa boa ema dwumaji no wa akodu ohoja amon
Patricia Morgan, it doesn't have a personal connection to Domiabra Obom constituency, which raises questions about her ability to understand and effectively represent the constituency's needs. In the history of inadequate representation, the constituency has a history of inadequate representation with no Article 71 government appointment from the NDC since 1992, and all MPs from 1992 to 2024 now not being from the constituency. This fuels concerns about Beatrice Asantua Ejekun's suitability for the MCE position. Now, principles of fairness and representation, as former executive and council of elders of the party, we aim to uphold the principles of trainees representation, accountability in the selection process.
Into panyini wie no na enka no abanodzifu bia wa ye adwuma ma party no wo constituency no so wode hona ne di samutugwa
agija ebie wo ba akpa fa ya ke consider ni Saki ake wo municipal chief executive bona fe ni lehu enye ewa party enu tumo ye jeme kedi eke wo MPF ekome
or grand onimade nyina dada and you feel say within these 4 years of NDC administration no obetbi abo ayentimi san kwosisa obi abiom no
enti na chede oya domi obum domi abra abato nimpashando NDC amanyeku no mumba na woro chede owura Daniel ni Saki omampanyin bo modina mboni ti no no botum wa bo mpunta aba afi ya dikase bo ne wi a yenko oya amahoro de na oya aban anamsinyi free oya Israel man wo omane Ganam His Excellency Roy Gillard na oluchemete Israel man no wa ya krado ye pa de mwabiara Ghana aban hia no wode boboa ema Ghana etuma afane tempe fra na opanyi lechemete se omane Ghana die ya ina Israel man no nso na wagye enti no ɔwɔda Israel man no ekwane bia woda wafa do na wɔboa ɔman Ghana na ɔman no fi ɔyɛ ɔhɔw a ɔnna mu no ɔbotum na waayɛ na maame di dɛm nsɛm tugua wabra inde ɔgye ɔyɛ abadobɔdo nsɛm dzema ɔman Ghana ebra yɛdi hɛne mfe eduesia awɔtwe ɔyɛ afinhyɛda no ɛna ɔgye dɛm nsɛm nyinaa ɔde tugua.
Eve of the 68th anniversary, independence anniversary of the Republic of Ghana, I'd like to wish all the people of Ghana a very happy Independence Day. The Israeli office in Ghana was opened in 1956, 1 year before your independence, and it was actually the first Israeli representative office in Africa. After a year, it became an embassy once you achieved your independence. And since then, this office, this embassy is working day in and day out to cement and improve the bilateral relationship between Ghana and Israel in so many fields, in agriculture, business, cyber, high-tech, counterterrorism, and in so many other areas. Israel is committed to the success of Ghana, just as Ghana is committed to the success of Israel.
And you know, Israel, name Sinyi, Zima, Omani Ghanem, His Excellency, Gilad, and Odze, the Mensamina to go there in the Orababua, Omani Ghana, with two Wafanitan pay for Sanite. I am for the Ghana in Israel, man, in Terminal, or Yankofa or Sun Ye Pa, and a pay Boshaba, electrical, here, comfort Damo there. Nkania papa fi electrical gadgets and afa cables ahoro bulbs lights ahoro biara hia no fagodan one urban ceiling fan standing fan nimu ahoro biara Boshaba electricals wondo so power akofa solar standing fan jaba ntinne ya dumso abe kapa bia ade che disipato wa charge am wadum light enwumro awona erekonom bomodina pe Boshaba ne chi kwan krabatani ye ba se dum PZ kejetia market nkrabato kan oyini jenhwe nkrabato to de bien dum Boshaba building ye bien prisons run about afa dum PZ antiata ko for building no mo Boshaba nkrabato to de ba san wo ho ya to wo abefo ntintenfre no do oya TikTok and afa Instagram ti mo ba yan de ebebo boshaba.electricals afa delivery services aka ho entin ehu yanyama na ye display wo yen social media handles no do a choose mepe for number kiesika yen deliver mfama 0536 095 966 na Boshaba emmo ma yenko promise heba in bibidura in the kamikasi biara nyima enuma enya echirunsunsan do bone biara ebibidura enuma oboboawo ema nkomwo no wowu mu a wokon wodi tie yereba no wonwa yedzin ye pa adam roba ya yereba biara to wodu esa wotum na wanyina kon adunizi nkonyem eye bomodinara pe oye promise ba wonecha kwan ne bibidu biara repa bia no kohona kona koto bia edum ye wo oye Boshaba plaza ye weben oye Methodist asafo a owo edum no abrosan na oyerepa FM oyerepa TV edimudjuman eho ena promise heba wo from 053 554 568 4681 0535 54 4681 na boss promise heba wo fa hone du no bi imfa emmo sofore ko heba center the ekrase doctor sofore ko sebre pressure, high blood pressure or how sciatica, diabetes, hepatitis B, low sperm count, menstrual pains, ulcer, sexual weakness, waist pains, gonorrhea, candidiasis, ayakase imawa broto, bomodnara, aton du bonu mumuntinten, aton sanu muntinten, cigarette num, newi num, ni yinara to muntintana, bomodnara, a classic doctor software Kobamu wetu a yini for Zamo, of Judal Cosimim the Noye Juma, and upon on check up me in Bruno Num, and no Otina from Kumasa Bramai, what Benoya Pentecost Asafono, for a classic doctor is over 0248 672 271 near classic doctor Mwa. Yazakasebono Esi, Yanda Samufu Payin Ase, Ra Emmanuel Odro, Korea, Yadana say. Abuafono Dawson, Jimmy Cliff, NFA, Ora Richmond Frimpong, ɛna owura agyemanu dua wɔn nyinaa so wɔbɔ wɔn nsum hɔ owura Jimmy Cliff na anɔpɛ opempia ɔyɛ mfiri no dumam the producer Mamaji Kasebwe yɛdze brɔ yɛda server room fo no nso ase da wɔn a yɛyɛ live on Facebook afei ame so a ndɛ yi Mamaji Kasebwe brɔ mu anɔpɛ yi mezinese uncle epo bani yɛsɔ aroto ama